Welcome to Blitz Interviews. Like the game of chess, it only lasts 10 minutes. I have the pleasure to have Tal here to talk about very important topic. And the topic is misconfiguration and human error. Tal, can you tell me about yourself and what do you do day by day?
Yes, and thank you very much, Evgeny, for having me in here. My name is Tal Kollender. I'm the CEO and one of the co-founders of GYTPOL. What we do in life is we detect and remediate all of the misconfigurations and especially what we call human errors.
I've always under the impression that Windows is perfect. What do you mean misconfigurations?
You see, we have here saying that no one is perfect. The reason why no one is perfect, and if we're talking especially Windows, because it is so popular everywhere. So it becomes like way targeted or more targeted than any other operating systems nowadays. For example, like Linux or Mac. And Windows is far from being perfect, not only because of that, but because how easy it is for anyone to make mistakes, how easy it is to click on something without knowing what is the damage and what is it that you are going to do without anyone to see, anyone but hackers, unfortunately.
So in my thinking, there's basically two approaches. One is what we call golden image, when somebody spend a lot of time creating a special image, then later on get distributed to all the people in the company, with the company getting all the laptops. And the second approach is people getting the laptops and somehow later on we do the configuration. And I think right now it's even harder because we all work from home, or at least majority of us work from home. And it's not always easy to get laptops to the main office, put the golden image, and then distribute them. A lot of the time we're going to Best Buy, getting a laptop and connecting. How does it change the misconfiguration? Did it make it even worse? Or what is the approaches people need to take to be smarter?
Let me maybe take your question into some, let's split it to some layers. First, if we are talking about the golden image, which is a blessing idea, you should do it. You should first need to know what you need to configure or what you need to do, because I've seen enough golden images that comes by default with FTP and IIS enabled, and I've seen enough golden images that they just allow anyone, A, to become a local admin, or B, to open any vulnerable protocol that there is today, like TLS, SSL, etc. But it's not all. We need something that at least will tell us that, okay, I just configured my golden image. I want to give it to my employees. I want to make sure that those settings are still the same. I want to make sure that no one configure them in a wrong way or even touch them. So that is one thing, but that is the golden image. And I do think it's a great idea. So the second layer would be that, okay, now the bring your own device is more relevant for maybe tablets or mobile, but still you get the laptop from your employer, from the work that you work at. Okay, so still get the same laptop with some image. Okay, maybe the operating system is not up to date, maybe the software are not up to date as well. But what you need to know is you need to monitor that at least what you get is something that you can see somewhere in your software, or at least to monitor that nothing has been removed, or that everything is hardened or is configured exactly as you did. Because today, unfortunately, it's so easy to make mistakes, or it's so easy to configure something when you are at home, when you are not always connected to the VPN. People also, they start to, get rid of their VPN and move and use other solutions. And then the visibility of the remote employee is very, very limited.
Gotcha. What are the options? What can you do to make it better, to avoid mistakes or misconfigurations?
That is a great question, because today, again, the visibility, we figured out that our customers need the visibility because today they have none, or almost none among their remote employees. what was funny enough that it's not only among the remote employees, but it's also on their, let's say, data centers or their on-prem environment, even their cloud environment. But we figured out that the misconfigurations, especially what we call human errors, and the other things, as you said at the beginning, that the perfect Microsoft operating system, unfortunately, they have many disadvantages, or what we call default settings. Those default settings allow, again, by default, to anyone moving to move laterally in your network. It doesn't really matter if it is a Wi-Fi network, if it is the organization network. And the thing is that not only that it allows them to move laterally, they can do it below the radar. So it doesn't really matter what EDR you have in your organization. They can just move without anyone to see. And that is how so many attacks are being successful nowadays. I mean, among 30 to 40 at least successful attacks are because of misconfigurations. So attackers don't really care about what the most sophisticated and advanced EDR, XDR, EPP solution you have in your on your device.
I know you guys have a solution, and I know it's great. Why Microsoft don't have a tool?
That is a question that I asked myself 4 years ago. I called them and I asked them, how is it that you don't have this and that? And then they said, oh, we don't, and we are not planning to. And then I said, okay, I'm going to do it myself. And just I said, bye-bye. So that is how GYTPOL started, by the way, to show you that your configuration is not as you wanted. Plus, we fix it eventually. We fix it to your standards. Plus, we give you the impact. So the great example would be how simple as it is. Any vulnerability assessment will show you, oh, SMBV1. Everyone wants to remediate SMBV1 today, but who knows what other software, what other devices are going to be impacted or going to be some damage among those devices. I mean, you have no idea. You just know that it is open. Now what? What is the next step? So what we did is we finally enabled them the visibility to understand if there is any kind of traffic of SMBV1 from any device, so they will know that they can, they call it the low-hanging fruit, so they can close only for example, they will start only from the devices that are not communicated with SMBV1. And then they just close like 90-something% of the network in a click. That's all, because they see that there is no traffic. And that's what makes it way simpler to understand end-to-end and to close the gap in misconfiguration. If I can just add one more thing about human errors, because it's so popular nowadays to have weak Wi-Fi passwords. Today, you know, our Wi-Fi passwords are maybe our cellular phone, the number of our cellular, or maybe our ID. It's so easy. It doesn't really matter what encryption type you use, but it's so easy to bypass them and to get into your Wi-Fi network that people actually scared, or they don't realize what many attacks during the COVID time happened because of the weak Wi-Fi password.
Tal, thank you very much. It was a pleasure having you here.
Thank you very much. Have a good one.